gentlemen, brothers and sisters, kissers and huggers, lovers and snugglers, welcome to the world-famous Apollo Theater.
Hello knifers and welcome to the show with Bonnie the Knife. I've got bad news for you. We've been cancelled. We pretty much had it coming though. The studio has been threatening us about downsizing if we didn't cut the 100 viewers mark on YouTube for quite some time. And now the inevitable has come true. So yeah, this is the end. Oh, I guess you're wondering why we're still on the air. Well, it's 2 AM in the morning and I still got the keys to the studio. And what you see behind me is a faithful recreation of our early days studio. As you can see, I can't afford a cameraman anymore. But I guess shaky cam is the new steady cam. As a marker, if you could hold down your foot in the first third of the Bourne Ultimatum, you should be fine here too. So to the big shots, I've got to say, cancel my ass. I'm sorry. Well, at least we're not doing best-ofs. But you know what? We don't need big budgets and special effects and fancy clothing in order to make this show. We've got something far more important. And that's the power of video. I know you were thinking I was gonna say ideas here, but honestly, who were kidding? I mean, this show has been running out of ideas ever since we did an entire show about how we're running out of ideas. In defense of our lack of creativity, well, what good is a great idea if you don't have a camera? On the other hand, if you have a camera but you don't have an idea, well, you see? But there's much more to the power of video. You see, video doesn't consist of a continually morphing image. It consists of consecutive single pictures that are played back at 25 per second. At that speed, the eye can't recognize transitions and therefore assumes fluid motion. This is not unlike a magician shuffling cards so fast you think it's random. This effect can also be used to play tricks on your mind. For example, here's a picture of me, and here's a picture of a horse. Two separate things. But played back at the speed of video, the eye can't fight the illusion of me riding same horse. It's an astonishing phenomenon, and a handy trick to remember for every young filmmaker out there. At 25 frames per second, it's also understood that you're not getting everything. If any movement takes less than 1/25th of a second, you won't be able to see it. Let's try that. And that's why you should never trust a magician on TV. But there's also a more philosophical implication. We know that in a photo we can only capture an infinitely small time frame. Video consists of 25 frames per second, which is 25 times something infinitely small, which is still just something infinitely small, because infinity can't be multiplied by definition. So for every second, minute and hour, we're watching the same infinitely small time frame. So what are we watching? The truth is that in terms of time, we're watching absolutely nothing. We're just looking at a set of pictures, a set of single moments. This occurrence is not limited to video. It stretches to the whole of visual perception since the eye records everything at a set frame rate. Our sense of time is only evoked by optical markers such as movement. That's why we've abstracted the measurement of time into distance, like the hands of a clock. So linked have the two units become that the convergence doubled back on itself, so that we now have guideposts for hikers that tell you distance in terms of time. Yes, you're gonna say, but doesn't everything we perceive come in bits and pieces, and we manage to patch them together into what passes for enough of a reality? Well, good question. If you look at audio, which is the other sense we've managed to record and play back at will, you will see that it's a continuous spectrum and perceived as such, which goes a long way of saying, is not. I think we have to face the fact that we don't know diddly squat about time. And I'm no one to use a belittlement lightly. For what we assume, it's a mixture between relativity, money, boredom, and the fourth dimension, which I guess looks something like this. Another thing about time is that we're constantly running out of it. especially when the morning crew is about to arrive at any moment. So this is Bonnie the Knife reporting live from a computer screen near you. Holy fork, I think I hear something.